Smart people don't waste their energy engaging with toxicity. They don't get caught up in the trap of arguing, defending, or trying to prove a point to someone who is committed to misunderstanding them. They see the red flags early on, and instead of getting tangled in the web of manipulation, they make a conscious choice to disengage. This isn't about being cold or dismissive. It's about protecting their energy, their peace, and their self-respect. The first thing they do is recognize the patterns. Toxic people often follow a predictable cycle. They start by being charming, drawing you in with kindness, flattery, or even playing the victim to gain your sympathy. But over time, the mask starts to slip. The manipulation begins. They might criticize you subtly, making little jabs that seem harmless at first but build up over time. They might gaslight you, making you question your reality, your feelings, or even your own memory. Smart people don't ignore these warning signs. They trust their intuition. They know that if something feels off, it probably is. They don't make excuses for toxic behavior. They don't fall into the trap of thinking, maybe I'm just overreacting, or maybe they didn't mean it that way. Because here's the truth. When someone repeatedly hurts you, disrespects you, or drains you, it's not an accident. It's a pattern. And once they see that pattern, they refuse to participate in the cycle. Toxic people thrive on reaction. They provoke you to get a response, to pull you into their chaos, to keep you emotionally invested. Smart people don't give them that satisfaction. They don't take the bait. They understand that not every battle is worth fighting, especially when the other person isn't looking for resolution, they're looking for control. You ever notice how toxic people always want the last word? How they twist conversations to make themselves the victim? How they blame, deflect, and avoid accountability at all costs? Smart people see that game for what it is and refuse to play. They don't waste their breath trying to explain themselves to someone who has already made up their mind. They don't engage in endless back and forth arguments that go nowhere. They know that real conversations lead to understanding, but with a toxic person, every conversation is a power struggle. And let's talk about something important, energy. Your energy is one of the most valuable things you have. It determines how you show up in the world, how you pursue your goals, how you build relationships. Toxic people are energy vampires. They suck the life out of you with their negativity, their drama, their constant need for attention. Smart people guard their energy like it's their most precious resource. Because it is. They don't let toxic people rent space in their mind. They don't replay negative conversations over and over again, wondering what they could have said differently. They don't let someone else's bitterness ruin their day. They choose where their focus goes. And it's not on people who drain them. That doesn't mean they're unkind. It doesn't mean they walk around with an attitude of, I'm too good for this. No, what it means is they prioritize their well-being. They recognize that engaging with toxicity is a losing battle, and so they keep their distance. Sometimes that means going completely no contact. If a person is harmful, manipulative, or abusive, smart people have no problem walking away. They don't hold on to relationships out of guilt or obligation. They know that just because someone has been in their life for a long time, whether it's a friend, a coworker, or even family, it doesn't mean they're entitled to stay. They give themselves permission to cut ties when necessary. Other times, they simply limit interaction. Maybe it's a colleague they can't completely avoid. Maybe it's a family member they still want in their life, but only in small doses. Smart people handle these situations by setting emotional boundaries. They keep conversations short. They don't reveal too much personal information. They stay neutral and don't engage in unnecessary debates. They keep their peace. One of the most powerful things they do is practice detachment. They don't let toxic people dictate their emotions. They don't give them the power to ruin their mood, shake their confidence, or make them feel less than. They understand that just because someone is being toxic, it doesn't mean they have to absorb that toxicity. Think about it like this. If someone is throwing negativity at you, you have two choices. You can catch it, hold on to it, and let it weigh you down, or you can let it drop. Smart people choose to let it drop. They don't internalize other people's bitterness. They don't take insults personally. They know that toxic people project their own insecurities onto others. And you know what else they do? They stop seeking validation from toxic people. They don't need approval from someone who is constantly putting them down. They don't chase love, respect, or understanding from someone who has proven they can't give it. They understand that their worth isn't defined by someone else's inability to appreciate them. Toxic people love to create self-doubt in others. They want you to question yourself, to second-guess your decisions, to feel like you need them. But smart people don't fall for that trap. They stand firm in who they are, they remind themselves of their value, and they don't let someone else's toxicity shake their confidence. This isn't always easy. It takes strength. It takes self-awareness. It takes a deep commitment to putting yourself first. But smart people know that their peace is priceless, and they refuse to trade it for someone else's dysfunction. So when they recognize toxicity, they don't argue, they don't defend, they don't explain themselves to someone who isn't listening. They simply disengage. Smart people understand that setting boundaries isn't about building walls to keep others out. It's about creating a safe space where their own spirit can flourish. They realize that boundaries are a form of self-respect and self-care. When you set boundaries with grace, you are not rejecting others. You are affirming your worth and the sacredness of your energy. It's about knowing that your emotional well-being matters and that it's okay to say, this is what I can handle. Imagine for a moment that your life is a beautiful garden. In that garden, every flower, every plant, and every tree has its place, thriving in the sunlight, nourished by the soil. But even the most serene garden can become overrun if weeds are allowed to grow unchecked. Toxic people are like those invasive weeds. They encroach, drain the nutrients, and disrupt the balance. Setting boundaries is the gardener's way of nurturing what's good and gently removing what harms the garden. And doing it with grace means tending to the garden with kindness, not cruelty. When toxic energy shows up, a smart person doesn't react with anger or defensiveness. Instead, they take a deep breath and create an internal space where negativity can't find purchase. They understand that to engage in drama is to give power to the very behavior they're trying to avoid. Instead, they calmly and clearly articulate what behavior they will accept. They might say, I value honesty and respect, and I'm not willing to continue this conversation if those values aren't honored. This isn't a harsh ultimatum. It's an honest declaration of what nurtures their soul. Setting boundaries is as much about clarity as it is about kindness. It's about letting someone know without malice or judgment what you need to maintain your well-being. It can be as simple as choosing not to respond immediately to a provocative comment or stepping back from a situation that feels draining. By doing so, you're not engaging in conflict. You're choosing to preserve the light within you. And when you communicate your limits with gentle firmness, you invite respect. You create an environment where healthy relationships can grow because you're not allowing toxicity to undermine the foundation of trust and care. It's important to understand that boundaries are not punishments or rejections. They are loving guidelines for how you wish to interact with the world. They tell people that your energy is precious and that you deserve to be treated with consideration. When you set these boundaries, you give permission to others to treat you with the respect you deserve. And while not everyone will honor your limits, that isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their inability to honor another's truth. There is also a deep sense of freedom in setting boundaries gracefully. When you're clear about what you will and will not accept, you liberate yourself from the burden of trying to fix someone else's behavior. You acknowledge that you cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how you react. This wisdom leads to inner peace. You no longer allow yourself to be pulled into cycles of drama or manipulation because you've learned to protect your inner sanctuary. You say, I'm here to nurture my growth, and I will not allow anything to hinder that journey. In every interaction, when you set boundaries with grace, you reclaim your power. You decide where your energy goes and choose to invest it in ways that uplift and sustain you. It's a daily practice, a series of small, deliberate acts that say, I matter. And in that truth, you transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you, creating a ripple effect of respect, love, and authenticity. When you choose growth over chaos, you are choosing to invest in your most valuable asset, yourself. Toxic people thrive in creating disorder, feeding off your energy and drawing you into cycles of negativity. Yet smart people understand that the chaos they witness is not a reflection of their own inner worth. It is simply a manifestation of someone else's unresolved struggles. Instead of wasting time trying to change what they cannot control, they focus on building an inner life that flourishes independently of external turmoil. This commitment to growth means actively cultivating habits that nurture the mind, body, and spirit. Rather than getting entangled in the drama that toxic individuals often create, smart people choose to direct their energy towards self-improvement and healing. They take time to reflect on their own values and aspirations, reinforcing a deep sense of self-worth that toxic influences can never diminish. In doing so, they build a resilient foundation that transforms every negative encounter into a catalyst for personal evolution. When faced with chaos, smart people learn to see beyond the immediate disturbance. They understand that every toxic interaction is an opportunity to reaffirm their boundaries and recommit to their personal goals. Instead of allowing external discord to dictate their emotional state, they focus on the practices that enhance their growth, be it through meditation, journaling, reading, or engaging in meaningful conversations with supportive friends. In those moments of intentional reflection, they reclaim the power to shape their own destiny, turning adversity into a stepping stone for progress. Growth also means recognizing that the energy wasted on chaos is energy that could be spent on creating a life aligned with your highest vision. It's about shifting the focus from reacting impulsively to toxic behavior to proactively designing a future filled with positivity and purpose. This mindset requires constant self-awareness, a willingness to notice when you are being drawn into negativity, and the courage to step back. It's a practice of mindfulness where you choose to protect your inner peace, knowing that the storm outside is temporary, but the strength you cultivate within can endure any trial. Choosing growth over chaos is a declaration of self-respect. It means saying, I am too valuable to be caught up in this cycle. It means understanding that every moment spent mired in conflict is a moment stolen from your journey toward a more fulfilling life. By focusing on your personal evolution, you not only enhance your own life, but also create an environment where positive energy can thrive. Your commitment to growth sends a powerful message to those around you that you are in charge of your own happiness and will not allow external negativity to cloud your vision. Moreover, this choice fosters a sense of liberation. When you prioritize growth, you embrace the idea that you are constantly evolving. You learn to let go of the past and release any lingering resentment or guilt associated with toxic encounters. This act of letting go isn't about condoning hurtful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the burdens that prevent you from moving forward. Each day, as you make room for new experiences and insights, you pave the way for a future that is rich in possibilities and untainted by the chaos of others. In the end, choosing growth over chaos is about transforming every challenge into an opportunity for self-discovery. It is a commitment to building a life that reflects your deepest values and highest aspirations, one step at a time. By redirecting your focus from the drama of toxic interactions to the profound work of nurturing your inner self, you become the master of your destiny, a beacon of strength, resilience, and unyielding hope in a world that too often celebrates discord over harmony. When you walk away without guilt, you embrace the profound truth that your emotional well-being is not up for negotiation. In life, there are moments when the only way to honor yourself is to step back from situations that no longer serve your highest good. This isn't about abandoning responsibilities or escaping challenges. It's about recognizing that your peace is paramount and that sometimes the healthiest choice is to leave behind the negative influences that have begun to weigh you down. Imagine your life as a journey along a beautiful winding path. Along this path, you encounter various fellow travelers, some of whom share light and joy, while others bring along shadows of doubt and pain. When you decide to walk away without guilt, you acknowledge that you are responsible for choosing companions who uplift you. You understand that guilt is an unnecessary burden that ties you to toxic patterns, keeping you from embracing the freedom to live authentically. Walking away without guilt means you are reclaiming your power. It's a conscious decision to no longer invest your precious energy in situations where it is depleted rather than nurtured. You learn that feeling guilty for protecting your heart is like holding onto a weight that drags you down, preventing you from moving forward into a brighter future. Instead of questioning your decision, you choose to honor your intuition, trusting that self-care sometimes means letting go of what hurts, even if it once felt familiar. There is a common misconception that leaving behind a toxic situation makes you a coward or ungrateful. In reality, it is one of the bravest acts you can commit to yourself. It takes courage to walk away, especially when societal expectations tell you to endure discomfort for the sake of loyalty or obligation. But the truth is, loyalty to oneself is the most important loyalty of all. You are not responsible for the healing or the behavior of others. Your journey is uniquely your own, and it is filled with potential when you allow yourself the freedom to step away from what harms you. It is essential to understand that guilt is not a sign of weakness. It's a signal that you are still clinging to what no longer benefits you. Instead of letting guilt dictate your actions, transform it into a stepping stone for self-reflection. Ask yourself what you are holding on to and why. Recognize that by releasing guilt, you are creating space for healthier relationships, opportunities, and experience. You are choosing to invest in relationships that encourage your growth and celebrate your authenticity. Walking away is not a final act of defeat. Rather, it is an ongoing practice of self-respect and renewal. Every time you choose to remove yourself from a negative situation, you send a powerful message to the universe that you value your inner peace. You let go of the burden of trying to fix what is broken in others, and you instead focus on nurturing what is unbreakable within you. This liberation from guilt is a gentle reminder that you deserve to flourish without the shadows of negativity casting doubt on your worth. Furthermore, letting go without guilt allows you to open your heart to the possibilities of new beginnings. It is an invitation to explore paths that lead to greater joy and fulfillment. When you free yourself from the emotional weight of guilt, you are free to love, to grow, and to connect with others in a way that reflects the true essence of who you are. You acknowledge that sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to walk away, not out of bitterness, but out of a deep, unwavering commitment to living your truth. Ultimately, walking away without guilt is a declaration of self-love. It is the moment you decide that your peace, growth, and happiness are non-negotiable. In doing so, you become an example of strength and resilience, a beacon for others who might be struggling to find their own path away from toxicity.